Oh, good morning. It's Father's Day today. Well, it certainly is in the Philippines anyway. So happy Father's Day to all of those who consider themselves fathers around the world, or those in the viewing. Oh wow, just looking at a house that I've noticed over the last few weeks, spending a bit of money. Let me turn around. It looks a bit like Steptoe's backyard, but they've now got aluminium windows in. As before, there were no windows there at all. They've also got new doors in. They're certainly spending a little bit to upgrade the property. That's not, of course, what I'm here to talk about. It's Father's Day, yes, but again, it's just another day to reflect on life itself from within the location of the Philippines. And whilst I was walking up here, a bit of mud here, have to go and step over and see if I can find a clearer area to walk along. A lot of flies. Might be something to do with the carabao, because the carabao is in front of me right now. The farmer is preparing to take him or her out to the field. They can be very dangerous animals, but they always appear quite placid when they're amongst their owner. But it's always wise to give them a wide berth. Just part of everyday view, everyday visions of how life is here in the Philippines. But my thought for today is one of about Australia. It's about England, and it's also about the Philippines. And I'm doing a video. Okay? Yeah, we have to remember that we live in the tropics. And for many of us who are used to the 4 seasons of the world where we come from, it's a difficult adjustment to warmth being around us all the time, being constantly warm and trying to cool down. Because where we come from, yes, there's hot summers and cool autumns and cold winters. And in the northern hemisphere, of course, there's a lot of snow. There's a little bit of snow in Australia, but it's generally in the high country, in Victoria and New South Wales. And therefore, it's not something that we deal with every day. But it does take a bit of adjustment, getting used to the different weather patterns. Here in the Philippines, of course, there is the reality of there's a hot season, or we call it the dry, and also there's the wet season. I'm not going to bore you with weather, but the reality is that that's how life is here. It doesn't mean there's no water. You've got to remember that the Philippines is made up of 7,000 islands, which stretch from the northernmost point of the Philippines, pretty close to Japan and Taiwan, right down to the bottom where it's almost touching Indonesia or Malaysia. And that's a long distance, and you can imagine that the types of weather that is in different areas are clearly quite remarkable. At the moment there's a lot of weather patterns that are falling on the lower portion of the Philippines, but we're getting a little bit of the edge of some here in Manila. If you have a look now, you'll see the farmer taking his carabao out to the fields. I'm surrounded by, yes, when you sit down you always seem to have lots of kids coming around and doing their thing. See how the carabao, they're just the main one, the main man, so to speak, or the woman, I think it's a cow, it's not a bull. They just sort of follow along with the long rope, the tie rope, where it allows the animal to go out and be. And this is the scene of everything here in the Philippines. Everywhere there's always something going on, especially in the country. But guys, for you to really get the feel of the Philippines, you're going to need to spend the time to come and experience real life, because real life is all about being here. If you're just coming for a week, 2 weeks, there's no way you're going to understand what the Philippines is all about. You'll see lots of Filipinos and you'll see different reactions to your own behavior. And it's important that some of the fundamentals you learn, but you don't always learn them from one group of people. And I'm not talking about Americans here, I'm talking about everybody in the expat community. Some, whether they're American, English, Australian, Kiwis, or European, they choose not to have YouTube channels. And you have to ask yourself, how do you learn from them? At the moment, the last few weeks, I've focused on some of the rather alarming aspects of YouTube. The showing of the other side of a foreigner, their biases, their disrespect towards maybe their Filipino partners. And to share that is like dirty linen, is not a good thing. But inevitably you're going to get them there, because after all, they claim they're wealthy, they claim they're rich, they claim they have this wonderful background before they came here. But we all know why they came here. They didn't come here just because their wife wanted to come here. They came here because they know their money will go further. They know the lifestyle that they can achieve here in the Philippines is going to be so much better than what it would be if it was remaining in the West. And therefore, they're kidding you if they suggest it's anything else. It's all about economics. Your money does go further here, and therefore, with your money going further, it's important that you realize that simply your life with a pension is going to be so much better. But you really do need to spend the effort to come here. And I think maybe for 6 months, and that's my best advice. You can't learn it on a YouTube channel watching them. You get an idea, but there's so much bias out there. There's people who have AI generated channels, And again, it's all about getting clicks. You're not really finding out the real things that will matter for you. Whether you have the patience, whether you have the ability to stay calm, or whether you'll lose your cool. All these things you'll only find it out by experiencing it yourself. So if you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And we'll speak again soon. Bye now.